You wake because something warm is spreading across your side. The baby tied against your body has just peed. There is no diaper bag, no washing machine, no packet of scented wipes waiting beside the fire. So what do? For most Stone Age parents, the answer was probably not one perfect prehistoric diaper. It was a flexible system built from whatever the land provided, combined with something modern parents rarely have enough of: constant attention. The first problem is evidence. Urine leaves almost nothing behind. Feces disappear. Moss, grass, bark fiber, hide, and woven cloth usually rot long before an archaeologist arrives. A stone blade can survive for 50,000 years. A soft pad placed beneath a baby usually cannot. That means nobody can open a cave deposit and identify a universal Stone Age diaper design. The Stone Age also lasted millions of years and covered every climate from African grasslands to Ice Age Europe. Parents living beside a warm river did not face the same problem as parents sheltering on frozen tundra. But fragments of evidence survive, and traditional practices show what simple materials can do. A 2024 review by Chansu Tokat, Nicholas Rickman, and Cynthia Bearer traced diaper practices across history. It describes northern communities using animal skins as protective wraps and packing them with dry moss. Moss could absorb moisture, be removed quickly, and be gathered without weaving or pottery. In treeless cold regions, that was not a crude substitute. It was a clever local technology. Anthropologist Wendell Oswalt recorded a similar practice in his 1957 study of plant use in western Alaska. On Nunivak Island, sphagnum moss was used for infant pads. Near Napaskiak, people collected fine matted grass roots from exposed riverbanks, then washed and rubbed them before using them as diaper material. Those observations are recent compared with the Stone Age. They do not prove that every prehistoric family used moss, but they demonstrate that hide, grass, roots, and absorbent plants can form a working diaper system using materials that almost never survive underground. Preparation would matter as much as the plant itself. Fresh moss can carry dirt, insects, and too much water. A caregiver would need to gather the right material, shake or wash it, dry it, and store enough for bad weather. What looks like a handful of weeds is really a small chain of knowledge passed from one generation to the next. Now move south. In a warm climate, wrapping a baby tightly in damp material creates a different problem. The easier solution may be less clothing, faster cleaning, and careful positioning. A caregiver can notice a baby becoming tense, restless, or suddenly quiet, then hold the child away from the body before waste is released. Today, this idea is sometimes called elimination communication. The name sounds technical, but the behavior is simple. You watch for timing and body signals. Then you help the baby go in a chosen place, instead of waiting for a diaper to contain everything. Could Stone Age parents really notice that quickly? Their daily lives made it far more possible than it sounds. Anthropologist Melvin Connor's fieldwork among the Juhawansi, often known in older research as the Kung, described infants spending long periods in close physical contact with caregivers. A baby carried against a hip or torso is not hidden in another room. Every shift in breathing, muscle tension, and movement reaches the person carrying the child. The carrier itself mattered too. At Arma Verona Cave in Italy, archaeologists excavated the burial of a baby girl who lived about 10,000 years ago. Claudine Gravel Miguel and her colleagues studied the placement and wear of more than 70 shell beads around the infant. Their analysis suggested that the beads had decorated a sling or wrap used to carry her. The soft carrier vanished. The beads remained. That discovery does not reveal a diaper inside the sling. It reveals the intimate arrangement surrounding the problem. A prehistoric baby could spend much of the day attached to another human body. Any absorbent pad, loose wrap, or sudden need to move the baby would be managed at arm's length. And the person doing that work was not always the mother. Primatologist Sarah Blaffer-Hurdy has argued that human childhood evolved around alloparenting, meaning care provided by fathers, grandparents, siblings, and other trusted group members. In hunting and gathering communities, babies are often held by several people across the day. Connor's research also showed that someone other than the mother sometimes handled a crying infant. So the prehistoric diaper system may have included an entire circle of watchers. That shared care changes the mathematics of attention. One exhausted parent cannot watch every twitch through an entire day and night. Several nearby caregivers can. When one person gathers food, another carries the baby. When one person sleeps, another hears the first cry. The solution becomes social before it becomes technological. Picture one ordinary morning. You are sitting near a shallow shelter while another adult repairs a wooden shaft. The baby rests against your chest inside a hide sling. A folded layer of dry grass sits between the child and the carrier. It is not pinned into the shape of a modern diaper. It is simply placed where it can catch moisture. The baby begins to twist. You have felt this pattern before. You lift the child from the sling, support the legs, and hold the baby over bare soil beyond the sleeping area. Afterward, you clean the skin with water, soft leaves, grass, or a scrap of hide. The damp plant layer is discarded near the edge of camp, while the sling is hung where moving air and sunlight can dry it. Later, the group travels. In colder weather, you add more insulation and replace the absorbent filling more often. In warmer weather, the baby may remain mostly bare. At night, a pad of moss or grass protects bedding made from hides and plant material. When the child cries, somebody close by checks the baby immediately, because ignoring the sound could mean wet skin, cold skin, hunger, pain, or danger. None of this was perfectly clean. That matters. It is tempting to imagine natural materials as automatically gentle and healthy. They were not. Damp hides could rub the skin. Dirty water could spread disease. Waste near camp could attract insects and contaminate hands, food, and sleeping places. Cold made every mistake more dangerous. Prehistoric infant mortality was high for many reasons, and a handful of moss did not turn Stone Age childcare into a peaceful nature documentary. The counterintuitive truth is that the most important diaper technology may not have been the pad at all. It was proximity. Modern disposable diapers are designed to hold more waste for longer periods. Ancient solutions likely did the opposite. They held less, so caregivers had to notice sooner. A pad of moss worked because someone checked it. A bare-bottomed baby stayed cleaner because someone watched for signals. A sling helped because the baby remained close enough to read. The object was simple. The attention around it was complex. That changes the way you picture Stone Age parenting. You do not see a helpless family waiting thousands of years for someone to invent plastic. You see people adapting to climate, using absorbent plants, drying hides, reading infant movements, sharing care, and solving the same messy problem again and again. A modern diaper gives a parent distance from the mess. A prehistoric system probably demanded closeness to it, and that brings the first moment back into view. You wake because something warm is spreading across your side. But now it is not proof that Stone Age parents had no solution. It is the signal that makes their entire solution work.